Do you notice any differences in the way you are treated because of your skin color?
Actually, yes. First of all, people think I'm stupid because I go to TJ, and also they think I'm poor because I go to like weekly.
A lot of people call me names like Cracker or White Girl and automatically make assumptions that I'm rich or have everything I want. They also think that I racially profile them.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who use it as an insult and any way they can.
Have you ever racially profiled someone?
No, not on purpose, but I think that everyone racial profiles to some extent.
Yes, I do, especially white people, because not that I dislike them, it's just I was raised that way.
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me because we're supposed to be the land of the free, but really, we're the land of the racist.
These interviews show how present-day teens feel and experience racism. But what's the illusion of justice? Or what do we think is fair because it's what we are programmed to think due to society? To find out, let's start with something that has recently happened in today's history. Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old African-American boy, was shot and killed by George Zimmerman in 2012. Trayvon had just came back from a 7-Eleven and was on his way to his friend's house, whom he had also been talking to on his phone. During this time, Zimmerman had made a call about a suspicious person walking around outside. He received instructions not to pursue Trayvon, but did so anyway. Moments later, the two were in a fight, which led to one screaming for help. This soon led to Trayvon being shot, lying face down dead in the street. The illusion of justice in his death was that Zimmerman was not convicted because there were 11 of 12 jurors that were white, and even after other charges against Zimmerman due to his violent nature, he was still found not guilty. But what led to this? To find out, let's go back to the beginning. In 1857, Dred Scott was an African-American slave who at one point lived in the North with his owner, where African Americans were free people. When Scott moved back to Missouri, he sued for his freedom because he believed living in a free state entitled him the right to be free as well. The Supreme Court in 1857 argued that owners could not lose their property even if they moved to a free state, and unless they were freed, could not claim U.S. citizenship. 9 months after Dred was freed, he passed away. The illusion of justice in this is that he was moved into a free state, but was not freed because the court said so. Even as a free slave, you didn't get the same rights as whites. This later led to Plessy v. Ferguson in 1896, which stated that separate but equal facilities such as school and water fountains didn't violate the 14th Amendment, which states that no matter what race or skin color, you can't be denied the same rights as whites. So by making you use a different bathroom than whites, that's what makes you separate. But because you get to use a bathroom at all, makes it equal. Plessy v. Ferguson was overturned by Brown v. Board of Education in 1954. The court ruled separate but equal as a violation of the 14th Amendment. The illusion of justice in Plessy v. Ferguson is that people actually made you separate from whites, and they didn't think that violated the amendment that gave them social equality.
Now let's move on to something that might sound a bit like Trayvon Martin's situation. In 1955, Emmett Till was visiting his uncle in Money, Mississippi. Being young and immature, he dared whistle at a white woman. But Emmett did not understand the South. He did not grow up under Jim Crow. The lady he whistled at was Carolyn Bryant. Till was kidnapped and brutally murdered by Carolyn's husband, Bryant, and his half-brother, Milam. The two brothers were put on trial, but everyone knew there was no way Emmett would ever get justice. The jury's deliberation lasted an hour only because they wanted to make it seem like Till's life mattered. The verdict showed the jury and society in Mississippi made up their minds before the trial. Emmett's mother made sure that at his funeral the casket was to be left open to make sure everyone saw what happened. The illusion of justice in the murder of Emmett Till is that after admitting to killing him, Bryant and Milam were still found not guilty, and that Milam became a sheriff in the same town he helped murder Emmett. And this is what has happened from present day to the very beginning to what has led up to all of this. When will the illusion of justice end? 10, 20 years from now? Maybe never? We have to be the ones to stop it, and by standing around and acting like it's not a big deal isn't fixing it. So stop and think, because we're all to blame.